कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलम्। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेधसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीताया पतये नमः। जयत्याश्रितसन्त्रास ध्वान्तविध्वंसनोदयः प्रभावान् सीतया देव्या परमव्योमभास्करः परमव्योमभास्करः।
श्रीमते निगमान्त महादेशिकाय नमः। In the Ahalya's Shapa Vimochanam incident, the polymath of the 13th century, Acharya Sarvabhauma Swami Sri Vedanta Deshika, in his celebrated work called as Abhaya Pradana Saram, mentions Namastasmai Kasmai Chana Bhavatu Nishkinchana Jana Swayam Raksha Diksha Swayamadhika Samindhana Yashase सुराधीश स्वैरक्षण कुपित शापा युधवधु दृशत्ता दुर्जात प्रशमन पदाम्भोज rajase. Rajas means dust. So the dust found on Mother Earth, which was associated with the holy padukas, the footwear of the lotus-like feet of Lord Sri Rama, fell on Ahalya and she got Shapa Vimochanam. Thereby, whether it was Rama's Darshana Matram, Rama's feet, Rama Paduka, or the dust, Rajas associated with Rama Paduka, Ahalya at the end of the day got Shapa Vimochanam. Rama brought Shatananda's father, that is Gautama Maharishi, and Ahalya together. Why should Rama do this? It is said by some acharyas that Rama had this habit in Srimad Ramayanam that if there is anything good, auspicious, which is going to happen to him, let us say here his marriage with Sita, Sita Rama's Kalyanam, Vivaham, Parinayam is a very important incident. It is actually one of the biggest milestones in Rama's life. One. Later, after his Vanavasam in Dandakaranyam and winning over Ravana, he comes back to Ayodhya. It is Rama Pattabhishekam, coronation of Rama. So whether be it Rama's marriage at the age of 12 or Rama's Pattabhishekam after his completion of the 38th year and he was beginning the 39th year, two important incidents, Vivaham and Pattabhishekam. Rama will always ensure that the same good incident, which is the event, happens to some other couple before. Let us say, before Rama and Sita came together and then married, he brought Gautama and Ahalya together. So a broken marriage was there between Gautama and Ahalya. He brought them together because before he and Sita could come together. Similarly, before he could get coronated, he does the Pattabhishekam of Sugriva. He does the Pattabhishekam of Vibhishana. So, Sugriva Pattabhishekam and Vibhishana Pattabhishekam preceded Rama Pattabhishekam. Bringing together of Gautama and Ahalya preceded the union of Rama and Sita. So Rama's habit in Srimad Ramayana was always to ensure that good, whatever happened to him, had to happen to somebody else before him, through him. So that was Rama's vow. Second, bringing of Ahalya and Gautama together after many years also brought solace to Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra was a Brahma Rishi, a very, very hard-working Brahma Rishi. But when we look at Vishwamitra's life history, he was the one who separated Harishchandra and his wife. So he was the instrumental cause for all the sufferings that Harishchandra had to undergo. We may come in support of Vishwamitra, stating that only because Vishwamitra did all this, the greatness of Harishchandra, the honesty in Harishchandra, the truth-abiding nature in Harishchandra was known to the world. True. Yes, all these incidents only brought Harishchandra's character to the world. There is no denial. But what Vishwamitra did to Harishchandra is also something that cannot be denied. So he was the one who was the main cause for separating Harishchandra and his wife. Now, he wants to do a prayaschittam for what he had done. He had separated Harishchandra and his wife. Now, by being instrumental in bringing Ahalya and Gautama together, he was happy. So, what he did was prayaschittam. What Rama did to Ahalya was anugraham. 1. Second point, the Tamil poet gives a very vivid description of this incident. After Ahalya's Shapa Vimochanam, every time Vishwamitra Maharishi would turn back to Rama and keep looking at him, his hands and his feet, and would turn in the front. A few feet in the front he would walk, again turn back, look to Rama's face, hands and feet. Rama thought this was very weird. Imagine you're sitting in a train compartment, there are people sitting opposite you. That person is always looking at you. You will feel so embarrassed. What is there in me for that person to keep looking at me? You may look left, right, so that you can divert that person's attention. But imagine that person keeps looking at you. Why should Vishwamitra keep looking or gaping at Rama's hands and feet? To which the Tamil poet compensates. See, generally it is a practice in the world, be it the man or the woman. If you have to appreciate someone, encourage someone. Imagine there are children in your house, you want to encourage their talent. You may say, come here, come here, come here. I shall embrace you. I shall hug you. I shall cuddle with you. So you generally want to show your affection through your hands. You embrace. Whereas some person is tormenting you, troubling you, criticizing you, speaking bad things about you, you may say, let him come. I will kick him. So be it the man or woman, if you have to punish someone, you have to reprimand someone, you say, I will use my feet. So you say, let him come, I'll kick him. So for punishing someone, you use your legs. For embracing someone, you use your hands. This is the general agreed concept. See, I am not saying you have to kick someone, I am just saying these are incidents that we generally speak of. But in Rama's life, it happened the other way around. Through the hands that are meant to embrace, he punished Tataka. Through the legs which are meant to punish the other person, he gave emancipation to Ahalya. So hands are meant to encourage, he killed Tataka. Legs are meant to punish, he forgave and gave emancipation to Ahalya. Since Rama's acts were completely contrary in nature to the worldly thoughts, Vishwamitra wanted to keep checking his hands and legs. What magic does this man have to go completely contrary to human thoughts? So that is why he kept looking at Rama's hands and legs, it seems. That is why the Tamil poet says, Kaivannam angu kandeen, Kalvannam ingu kandeen. So this is the way our poets have imagined and appreciated Srimad Ramayanam. Now, Vedanta Deshika now takes us to the next level where Janaka Maharaja is going to meet Vishwamitra Maharshi along with the two warriors. So he welcomes. Vedanta Deshika gives this in the form of a Gadya Churnika. So when the two boys arrive, Janaka Maharaja pays his obeisances to Vishwamitra Maharshi and inquires from him, who are these two men? Imau kumarau bhadram te devatulya parakramau gajasimha gati virau shardula vrishabhopamau padmapatra vishalakshau khadgatu nirdhanurdharau ashvina vivarupena samupasthita yauvanau. So this is Dvivachana Prayoga. I am sure a lot of you will be experts in Sanskritam language. In Sanskritam as a language, we have one, dual and plural. Generally in most languages, you will all agree. Pen means one pen. More than one pen, you say pens. Tree. More than one tree, you say trees. This is a pencil. One pencil. Pencils means more than one pencil. Whereas Sanskritam as a language has three, that is, pen, two pens, more than two pens, tree, two trees, more than two trees, pencil, two pencils, and more than two pencils. So it is Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam, Bahuvachanam. So this is the Vachana Kriya in Sanskritam. So Janaka Maharaja, when he sees the duo, that is Rama and Lakshmana standing behind Vishwamitra, he addresses them through Dvivachanam. Imau, Kumarau, Bhadram te devatulya parakramau, Gajasimha gati veerau, Shardula vrishabhopamau, Padmapatra vishalakshau, Khadgatunir dhanurdharau, Ashvina vivarupena samupasthita yauvanau. So it is Dvivachanam. So why should he keep addressing the both of the warriors in Dvivachanam? One reason is it is a courtesy. When there are two people coming to your house, you won't keep talking only to one person and ignore the other. Basic courtesy. Second, some of our acharyas opine that he wanted to give away both his daughters to these two capable men. So the first daughter to the first man, second daughter to the second man. So he wanted to have both his daughters married. Now, in the adjectives he has used, our acharyas have split that into two categories. Padmapatra vishalakshau, Ashvina vivarupena, Upasthita yauvanau. So one, Padmapatra vishalakshau, one whose eyes resemble the petals of a newly blossomed lotus. So if there is a lotus, the petal, if you see, it will have a certain shape. So their eyes were like that of that. So Padmapatra Vishalakshav, it shows the beauty of their eyes, because eyes is what that expresses. Even without communicating through my mouth, I can show through Abhinayam. People who are adept in Bharatanatyam, Natya Shastram will know that eyes are used for Abhinayam. How to show anger, how to show Shantam, how to show Shringaram, love, all that you can do with eyes. So eyes speak of the beauty of a person. One, Padmapatra Vishalakshav. Overall also they were very handsome. Ashvina viva rupena, they were like the Ashwini Kumaras. Third, Upasthita Yauvanau, they were of that rightful young age where they were eligible to be married. See, generally it is mentioned colloquially that in a human being's life, be it a man or woman, there is a phase in which that person looks very handsome or very beautiful. So they were at that stage where they were looking very handsome, completely eligible for marriage. So they had wonderful eyes, overall good looks, and they had the age factor with them. Is beauty alone enough for marriage? See, just by looking at one person, he looks like some great Mr. India or Mr. World or Mr. Universe. Similarly for the lady, can you get them married? Beauty alone doesn't suffice. Then what is important? Qualities, the power, the education that is behind them. So there are three other adjectives used here. Devatulya parakramau, looking at the way they walk, the way they handle the bow, the quiver of arrows, it makes the Janaka Maharaja feel that they are akin to the Devas. Devatulya parakramau, they had the valor akin to that of Devas. Gajatulya gati veerau, the way they walked prove how majestic they were. They had a class. So Gajatulya gati veerau. Khadgatunir dhanurdharau, they were having the scabbard and the sword fitted in them. So they just not knew archery, they also knew martial arts, how to do sword fighting and so on. So they had good looks and they had the valor, the courage to fight. So they had the courage and beauty. Now, we need a few other characteristics. Here is where Vishwamitra gives wonderful introductions about the boys to Janaka Siradhwaja. He says, Yavedayam yadameyatma putrau dasharathasyato. Both of these warriors also come in the good lineage of Ikshvakukulam Janaka. They are the sons of Dasharatha. Both these are the sons of Dasharatha, because Dasharatha was a very famous king. He was a king of Raghukulam, where kings promise and they will always keep up their promise. They are not mithya pratignya. They are also people who come to the rescue of Devas if Asuras or Rakshasas torment them. They are that powerful. So if Dasharatha's sons they will surely imbibe the qualities, good qualities of their father. This is what he meant. Second, he says that though they are the sons of Dasharatha, that is only namesake. They are the students of Vasishtha. Will you ever introduce the prospect son-in-law this way? Will you ever say, this is Mr. Suresh, he is the prospect son-in-law. That is his father, but he is a father only for namesake. Okay, that person is the real person who has tutored him. Will you ever introduce him, any person this way? But why should Vishwamitra, the very eloquent Maharishi, Brahma Rishi, introduce like that? Because Janaka Siradhvaja as just not the king but the girl's father will have a worry. You are saying, Vishwamitra, that these are the sons of Dasharatha. Good. But Dasharatha also has the habit of marrying every now and then. So what if the sons also marry many ladies, have many queens, then what will happen to the status of my daughters will be the worry. That is why he says, Vishwamitra says, namesake they are the sons of Dasharatha, but they have imbibed the qualities of their teacher who has spent maximum time with them, which is Vasishtha, because Vasishtha was monogamous, which is he was married only once and his wife was Arundhati. So this is the second introduction. Third introduction, he says, Ahalya darshanam chaiva gautamena samagamam. Just by his presence, Ahalya was given Shapa Vimochanam, and Ahalya and Gautama Maharishi have been brought together after many years of separation. He says, why? Because along with Janaka Siradhvaja was also present his Kulaguru Shatananda. Shatananda was the son of Gautama and Ahalya. So Shatananda, despite being employed in Janaka Pradesham, always had the niggling worry. My mother, I cannot see her. She has been given Shapa Vimochanam. My father has gone elsewhere. I have a broken family. I don't know when my mother and father will come together. This worry was always there in Shatananda. So besides impressing Siradhvaja, the prospect father-in-law, he should also impress upon the Kulaguru. So he said, Ahalya and Gautama have been brought together by Rama. So Shatananda was happy. He was told that they were the sons of Dasharatha and they were also brought up by Vasishtha. So Janaka's worries were taken away. By telling that they had good looks and they had the power to fight, the girls will get impressed. So the girl had to get impressed. The girl's father had to get impressed. The girl's father's Kulaguru had to get impressed. Vishwamitra wins over all these three criteria in just one shot. Then imagine what would have been the eloquence of Maharishi, Brahmarishi, Vishwamitra.
Dear Astika reader, I am happy to be authoring a two-part book on the Ramayana in English. The first part is slated for release in the year 2024. The book aims to recreate and retell the Ramayana of Valmiki, conforming to the ancient commentaries and other allied literature. To receive notifications of the book release, kindly register with www.deshikadaya.org/books. Namaskaram.